What's up guys, Houndish here, and today we've got some Destiny 2 updates and a breakdown for the weekly reset this Tuesday, December the 12th. And of course with this reset we're heading into week 3 of the Season of the Wish, so that means we have the return of the Dawning for the year. We'll cover all of that stuff, new exotics, the weapons, armor, and more. But additionally we've got a refresh on the new season content, new quest steps, unlocks, and challenges. And on top of that we'll get the raid refreshes. We'll cover the exotic mission rotator, some of the updates for the week, as well as featured activities, the Nightfall, playlist modes, and key unlocks. So if you want a heads up on what's going on in Destiny 2 this week, hopefully the video will help out. If it does, a rating below really does help us on the channel. But without further delay, let's get into it. And initially for the weekly reset, we are going to see a new update, and this will probably launch a bunch of the Dawning into the game, but also we can expect to see a few different fixes for seasonal content. So as always, I'll keep you posted on that with the vendor reset on Tuesday. And otherwise, the first Iron Banner of the season will be replaced by the Dawning with this week's reset. So as always, there'll be a focus on baking gifts for various different vendors, creating snowballs, and having a bunch of festive fun. Let us know down below if you're excited to play the Dawning this year, but also, of course, we do get the new Dawning armor for the year, so this will be available for 1500 silver or 6000 bright dust in the Eververse store. So reasonably expensive stuff, but it's there if you want it. And on top of that, we do get a new Dawning weapon for the year, which is a new glaive called the Albedo Wing. And it's an aggressive glaive that's able to actually roll the new rocket-assisted sidearm bonus Beacon Rounds. So the projectiles on this thing will be able to get tracking, which will be interesting, and we'll be able to earn it through event challenges, weapon focusing, or festive engrams on Eva Levante. So it'll be interesting to see what that one's like, and on top of that, there is a new Dawning memento that adds this sort of frosty skin to weapons. And Bungie have said we need to complete the Winter Night quest from Eva Levante for a chance to earn this memento, and additional ones can be earned after the quest by opening a gift in return. So it's another interesting element for the Dawning, and if you're curious about the Eververse rotation for Dawning items, I do have a separate video on that, which I'll link down below. But let us know in the comment section once again if you plan to dive into the Dawning this year. Otherwise though, we'll see a reset on the milestone rewards and drops for the seasonal activities, and we should also see a couple of new paths in the coil activity as well, and then we get new steps for the main season story quest. So looking at that, initially we'll need to speak to Riven, and then we need to calibrate the Starlight Lodestone by completing pathways and collecting Wishing Glass Shards as a fire team in the coil, and we can find Wishing Glass Shards by defeating combatants, destroying pots, and opening hidden chests. And once that's done, we need to speak with Petra at the Holo Projector before completing the Oracle Engine mission in the Spine of Keris to facilitate communication with the Harbinger. And that's one of the old Forsaken missions as far as I remember, so that'll be interesting. But then we need to complete the mission, Meme. I'm probably saying that wrong, hopefully the mission won't be a meme. But once all that's done, we can observe the exchange in the Helm before speaking to Osiris at the Holo Projector, and then finally speaking to Riven once again. So the weekly quest of speak to as many vendors as possible in an hour will continue this week, but additionally, we'll also see new weekly challenges. So there is Wish Seeker 3 to complete week 3 of the Wishing All the Best quest. Then there's Elemental Extremes to get Arc, Solar, or Stasis final blows, and bonus progress is granted for Jolt, Ignite, or Shatter final blows. And then we have Foes of the Dragon, Scorn, to defeat Scorn anywhere in the system, and defeating Scorn in Riven's Lair or the Coil will grant additional progress. But there's also Dragon's Defender 3 to defeat targets with Pulsar fusion rifles, and we get extra progress from Guardian final blows or final blows in the season activities. But the final couple of challenges include generating orbs of power in Vanguard, Gambit, or Crucible playlists, and finally, Trial by Firing Squad to win multiple rounds in Trials of Osiris, of which we'll need 10, but it will grant an additional Trials of Osiris weapon drop. So with the return of Trials, there'll be extra chances to pick up some of the weapon rewards this week. Otherwise though, in Veil Containment, I believe we'll get one more week of additional new dialogue inside of there, so something to catch up on if you've been following it. And in the EDZ, of course, we'll get the reset on the Warlord's Ruin dungeon, so good luck hunting the exotic and things like that if you're still chasing it down. But onto normal playlist stuff for the week, Gambit will get bonus ranks all week long, so if you're looking to level up with Infamy, it'll be a good time to jump in. And for the Crucible, we'll get Checkmate Control, Zone Control, and Elimination featured throughout the course of the week, and of course, Trials will come back on Friday. Then for the weekly Nightfall strike, we can't say exactly what the weapon will be, but the featured strike will be Hypernet Current, so been a while since we've been into there for a Nightfall, but let us know if you're interested to play that one once again. And then for the featured raid and dungeon activity, initially, for the raid, we'll get the Deepstone Crypt, so if you're looking to farm the Eyes of Tomorrow, it'll be a good week to jump into that. And additionally on the moon, the Pit of Heresy will be the featured dungeon, so as always, both will drop their unique items with updated power relevancy and pinnacle drops on completion. But in the Legends tab for the weekly featured exotic mission, we're going to see Vox Obscura. Of course, we can pick up the Dead Messenger in there, which is now craftable, as well as a bunch of weapons from Season of the Risen. So if you still need to farm any of that stuff this season, it's still available. And over to the full Eververse refresh, of course, I'll keep you posted with that on Tuesday's Daily Reset, where we are going to see a bunch of dawning items, so I'll keep you posted. But the final bits in rotation this week, we've got the Dares of Eternity, and we'll see additional drops from the Rotation 2 loophole, which includes the Scatterhorn armor set and the Prefectus armor, as well as a bunch of weapons from Season of the Chosen and Season of the Lost. And finally, we get to the featured Lost sectors for this week, and we now know the full rotation of these. So for Tuesday, we'll get Perdition on Europa dropping exotic legs. That's followed by Bunker E15 dropping exotic gauntlets. And then on December 14th, we'll see Concealed Void dropping exotic chest pieces, before returning to the Thrilladrome on Neomuna on December 15th, dropping exotic helmets. Then we'll get the Gilded Precept on Neomuna, dropping exotic legs on December 16th. And for the 17th, it'll be Scavenger's Den in the EDZ, dropping exotic gauntlets. And finally, we'll see Skydock on December 18th, dropping exotic chest pieces. But if you're still completing any of the Ascendant challenges in the Dreaming City, this week we'll get Sumerian Garrison, which is featured in the Chamber of Starlight in Ria Silvia, so pretty easy one to find, but if you want any gameplay of the location for that one, we'll run it at the end of the video. And for today, guys, that's what we have to break down for the weekly reset. So, as always, I hope this one has been useful, and if it has, a rating below very much helps us out on the channel. Also, be sure to get subscribed if you do want to be kept up to date with more Destiny content, so that I can keep you posted. And let us know if you plan to dive into the Dawning or any of the other seasonal activities this week. Otherwise though, as always, I very much appreciate you guys tuning in today, and whatever you get up to, I will catch you all very soon.